The Admiral Kuznetsov. This imposing vessel carries the weight of Russia's naval ambitions on its shoulders. As Russia's only aircraft carrier, it stands as a symbol of the nation's desire for a powerful maritime presence. But the Kuznetsov story is one of struggle, a testament to the challenges faced by Russia in maintaining a modern blue water navy. The Kuznetsov is a heavy aircraft-carrying cruiser launched in 1985. It was designed to project Soviet power across the globe. However, the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 dealt a significant blow to Russia's naval ambitions. The once mighty Soviet fleet was divided amongst the successor states, and Russia inherited a diminished force facing severe economic constraints. Despite these setbacks, the Kuznetsov remained a potent symbol of Russia's naval power. It undertook deployments to the Mediterranean Sea and the North Atlantic, showcasing the Russian flag and conducting naval exercises. However, these deployments often highlighted the technical difficulties that have plagued the Kuznetsov throughout its service life. Despite its shortcomings, the Kuznetsov holds a unique position in the Russian Navy. It represents a desire to compete on the global stage, to project power far beyond Russia's shores. But the reality of maintaining and operating such a complex and demanding vessel presents a constant challenge. The Admiral Kuznetsov's origins lie in the final years of the Cold War. It was conceived as part of a new generation of Soviet aircraft carriers intended to rival the United States Navy's carrier battle groups. The Soviet Union had ambitious plans for a large nuclear-powered carrier fleet. They envisioned these carriers as a key element of their global power projection strategy. However, the Soviet Union's collapse brought an abrupt end to these grand plans. The Russian Federation, inheriting the lion's share of the Soviet Navy, found itself struggling to maintain even a fraction of the former fleet. The economic turmoil of the 1990s forced drastic cuts in defense spending. Many ships were mothballed or scrapped altogether. The Admiral Kuznetsov, despite its incomplete state, was one of the few major surface combatants to remain in service. It became a symbol of Russia's determination to remain a major naval power. Yet, the economic realities of post-Soviet Russia meant that the Kuznetsov would never fulfill its full potential. The ship's maintenance was often deferred, and its operational tempo was limited by a lack of funds and spare parts. The Kuznetsov became a microcosm of the challenges faced by the Russian Navy as a whole, attempting to maintain the image of a powerful blue water navy with limited resources. The Admiral Kuznetsov's operational history has been far from smooth sailing. The carrier has gained notoriety for its technical problems and a string of embarrassing incidents. These mishaps have raised serious questions about the ship's reliability and combat effectiveness. One of the most persistent issues plaguing the Kuznetsov is its propulsion system. The ship is powered by 8 oil-fired boilers which are notoriously unreliable and prone to breakdowns. This has resulted in the Kuznetsov frequently being accompanied by a tugboat on deployments, just in case it suffers an engine failure at sea. In addition to its propulsion problems, the Kuznetsov has also been plagued by accidents. In 2016, 2 aircraft were lost in separate incidents while operating from the carrier during its deployment to the Syrian coast. These incidents were blamed on faulty arrestor gear and highlighted the challenges of operating aircraft from the Kuznetsov's relatively short flight deck. The Kuznetsov's troubled history is not just a source of embarrassment for the Russian Navy, it also raises serious concerns about the safety of the crew and the ship's ability to fulfill its mission. The ongoing refit, intended to address some of these issues, has itself been plagued by delays and accidents. The Admiral Kuznetsov's struggles are not merely a result of technical shortcomings. They are also a reflection of the economic realities facing Russia. Building and maintaining a modern aircraft carrier is a hugely expensive endeavor, one that Russia, despite its vast natural resources, can ill afford. Russia's economy, while significantly larger than it was in the immediate aftermath of the Soviet collapse, is still dwarfed by that of the United States. This disparity in economic might has a direct impact on military spending, particularly in highly technical and capital-intensive areas like naval aviation. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine has placed a further strain on Russia's economy. Western sanctions have restricted access to foreign technology and capital, making it even more difficult for Russia to pursue ambitious military projects. The costs of the war, both in terms of financial resources and international prestige, have limited Russia's ability to invest in its navy. Despite these challenges, Russia has not given up on its dream of operating a powerful carrier fleet. Plans have been floated for a new generation of nuclear-powered aircraft carriers intended to rival the US Navy's Nimitz and Ford classes. However, given the current economic climate and the technological hurdles involved, it remains highly uncertain whether these ambitious plans will ever come to fruition.